What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Without a Paddle. So I got the DVD right here. I picked this up like about a month or two ago at Disc Replay. I don't know if you all are familiar with Disc Replay, but it's like a video game and movie uh, resale shop. They sell, like, used video games and movies, and I go there every once in a while because they have like just uh, a huge selection of movies. They have DVDs, Blu-rays, and they have all these deals where I think you can get like if you buy 3 DVDs, you get like 4 free, so it ends up to being like 50 cents a DVD. So it's a pretty good deal. And when I was there, uh, I actually, yeah, I saw the sequel to Without a Paddle there on DVD, and I didn't even know that there was a sequel. So I'm like, I have to pick this up. I'm a sucker for like direct to DVD sequels that no one knows about. So I'm like, Without a Paddle has a sequel? Like, let me pick this up. And then a couple minutes later, I found, without like the first Without a Paddle. So I'll always go there and I'll find movies like and their sequels. They'll have like the whole franchise, and you like I'll be there for like 20 or 30 minutes just like finding all like, oh, can I find the sequel? Okay, cool. So yeah, I picked up Without a Paddle and the sequel on DVD recently, and I wanted to check them out again. Well, I haven't seen the sequel ever. Like I said, I didn't even know it existed, but the first Without a Paddle I used to watch all the time. And yeah, I picked this up. I was planning on watching it around summertime, and a subscriber was like talking about that, he's never seen it and he picked it up on DVD. So he kind of like put it in my head like, hey, I should review this right away. So yeah, I used to watch this movie all the time. My buddy and I in middle school, there were like certain movies that we would just watch on repeat. Like we would just always we would watch Without a Paddle, Miracle, the hockey movie about Team USA. We'd watch that all the time because we played hockey. And we would watch Scary Movie 3 all the time. For some reason, it was always Scary Movie 3. And then Project X, we would like watch that movie and then immediately play it again. I think I've seen Project X probably like 100 times. Maybe not that much, but yeah, we would always just watch like certain movies on repeat. And I remember like he had the DVD of Without a Paddle, so we would watch it, at his house in his basement. And then he had like a little, in his parents' car, he had one of those like built-in DVD players. So whenever we would go on like a little day trip or whatever, like go to his cottage, we would always watch Without a Paddle. So I've seen this movie quite a few times, but I actually didn't remember a lot about it because I don't think I've seen it since middle school. But I mean, when I initially was watching it when I was younger, I was a fan. Upon rewatch, I'm still a fan. It's it's not like it's not one of my like favorite comedies from when I was younger. It's not one of my absolute faves, but I think it's a super solid comedy, and I enjoy it. So yeah, getting into the plot summary, you have three friends played by Seth Green, Matthew Lillard, and Dax Shepard, and they've grown apart. They were like childhood friends. They're all adults now. They've grown apart. They haven't really seen each other, but their fourth friend actually passed away, so they're like reunited at his funeral. And when they were kids, they had this plan. Like, their friend who passed away, he was super adventurous, and they had they had this plan that they're gonna find this like hidden treasure. It's like this lost $200,000 of this guy DB Cooper. It was like lost in the 70s, and they wanted to like find this treasure, and they like had it all mapped out when they were kids. And after the funeral, the friends, they go back to like their old little like childhood treehouse, and they find this little box where they had the map, and they come to realize that their friend who passed away was actually like as an adult mapping out how to find this treasure. And he had previously asked them to go on a summer trip, but they were all busy with life and stuff, so they didn't want to do it. But their friend wanted to go on the trip as adults and really actually find the treasure, because he did all kinds of research. So to honor their friend, they go deep into the woods, they try to find the treasure, and one thing leads to another. They fall off this 100-foot waterfall, and they're lost in the woods. They come across these pot farmers, and they like burn their whole crop. So they're trying to find this treasure. They're trying to, find civilization, and they're trying to dodge these redneck pot farmers and not get killed by them. So that is the basic plot summary. Getting into some fun moments now. I mentioned the pot farmers. I really liked that whole sequence. Like initially they hide in this little barn, and Dax Shepard's character, he's like trying to steal all the weed. He's breaking open bricks of weed and grabbing handfuls, and then the two redneck guys, they come in, and Dax Shepard's character is holding like a 5-pound brick of weed behind his back, trying to hide it, and it's just like so obvious that he's trying to steal it. That was funny. And then for security purposes, these two redneck guys, they have these flares to like kind of like illuminate the air so they could see trespassers who are stealing from them. But there's like a mishap where the flares ignite the whole crop of weed on fire. So the three main characters are running through this field of weed, and they're getting a contact high, and it's just absolutely hilarious. Like Seth Green's character, he gets like super paranoid, and he's like, what if my patients find out that I smoked weed, and I'm gonna lose my medical license? And I thought that was really funny, because me personally, like, I don't really smoke weed anymore, but I did a little bit when I was a teenager, and I would always get extremely paranoid. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then they're like getting shot at, and Seth Green's character, he's dodging bullets like Neo from the Matrix. That was really fun. Another funny little sequence was later on in the movie. All of the characters, they lose their clothes, and it's raining, so they're extremely cold. They have no shelter, so they don't want to get hypothermia. So excuse me. So they all just spoon. And previously in the movie, they met these hippies and these hippie girls, and they were extremely beautiful women. And like Matthew Lillard's character, he's in the back. He's like the back spoon, and he keeps Seth Green's character's in the middle, and Matthew Lillard's character keeps telling he keeps talking to Seth Green's character about the girls, and Seth Green is just dreaming about these girls, thinking about these girls, and he gets some wood, and he pokes Dax Shepard on the back, and they're all freaking out. So that was really funny. And then this is like the main thing that I've always remembered from this movie. I just always had this image in my head of the girl with the super hairy legs. I don't know why, but that's just what has always stuck in my head from this movie. So I thought that little instance was funny. That little line was funny. Seth Green's character, he's like, "Hey, I give a good calf massage. Let me give you a calf massage." And then he's like, roll down those stockings and I'll give you a calf massage. And she's like, "Oh, that's just my legs." And this girl has the hairiest legs you've ever seen in your life. She's straight werewolf status. Like, I'm a gentleman. I don't shave my legs, so I got some hair on my legs. But this woman had, like, her legs were 10 times, 20 times hairier than mine. It was just, I don't know, that for some reason I thought that was funny, and that little image, that little line has always stuck in my head. Moving on, there was something, there was a, like, so Seth Green's character, he's kind of paranoid, and he just even, aside from the weed sequence, he's paranoid, and he's scared of everything. He's like a worrier. He's got a lot of anxiety, and he has asthma, and he always has his inhaler. And at one point he loses his inhaler, and Dax Shepard's character's like, "Dude, like, you're fine. It's all in your head." And I kind of thought that was interesting, because I have like chronic pain, and I'm always like going to doctor's appointments and stuff. And recently I've been doing like another stint of physical therapy, and my physical therapist, she's like, "You know what?" She's like, "How much do you think about the pain? Do you worry a lot? Are you stressed?" And she thinks like that's like a big part of it, like that if you're like constantly thinking about the pain, or if you're like a worrier, your brain is almost like tricking you, where it's like the pain is real, but it's like there is something wrong with you, but you're getting like a heightened sense of pain, like your nerves are all messed up. So like this guy that I work with, like not at my home store, but sometimes I go to like other stores and work at other stores to get like overtime. And this guy, he was talking about, he had like a traumatic experience, and he has like some like psychosomatic pain disorder. So I definitely, like, I've been doing like a lot of like meditation, and just really trying to lower my stress, and I still am in like pain every day, but it definitely helps a little bit, like the deep breathing, and not stressing and not worrying about the pain. So I really liked that little line, that little sequence, because just with like me in my life dealing with chronic pain and stuff, I feel like yeah, I do have some underlying issue, but I think a lot of it is in my head, and I think I just need to stop worrying all the time. So I thought, I don't know, that was just relevant to my life. I like that. And then another kind of theme and message that I liked is the fact that they eventually find the skeleton of D.B. Cooper, and this is a spoiler, just so you all know. So if you haven't seen the movie, turn off the review at this point. Spoiler alert. But anyways, the friends, they find the remains of D.B. Cooper, and they don't find the treasure, and they find out that he burned the money just so he could stay alive for a couple more hours. And then Matthew Lillard's character, he's like, life is the treasure. Being alive is the treasure. And throughout like their whole journey, throughout like all their trials and tribulations, they really come to like value their lives and their blessings, and they're like, you know what, my life is pretty good. I do have some stuff to be grateful for, and some a lot to live for. So I really, that really resonated with me as well, because that's like something that I've been trying to do more, is like practice gratitude, because like overall I'm a pretty happy guy, but like I said, I've been dealing with the chronic pain stuff, and just everyone's dealing with life stuff. So sometimes, sometimes I get down. I've been like the past couple years, I've been more down than I have in the past. It's just different life stuff, like, growing up, stuff's changing, and then, like I said, dealing with health stuff, and I'm busier, blah, blah, blah. So, I have been trying to practice gratitude, and I'm in my last couple semesters of college. I've mentioned this. I'm like older. I'm not like 22. I'm like 26, but I like went back to school. I never really liked school or anything. I was like a C student, so I like stopped going, but I'm like, you know what? Let me go back and finish college. So I'm in my last couple semesters of college right now, and I'm just taking, like, I just have to fill some elective credits, so I'm taking like super easy electives right now for my summer classes. And one of the classes that I'm taking is like a mindfulness meditation class, and it's actually like really interesting and like beneficial. Like I've actually like started doing all these like silent meditations every day, and like reminding myself to practice gratitude. So I don't know, even I like how they were talking about like the treasure is being alive, because practicing gratitude is something that I have been working on more lately, and it makes me feel good, and I feel like I do have a lot to be grateful for. I feel like I'm blessed. I really do enjoy life, and like my dad used to always say that he's like every day above ground is a good day, and I've always believed that as well. I always say that as well. So I thought that this is it's a silly comedy, but I like that underlying message. Like this movie has some heart with that message, as well as just like the friendship between these guys, and like that's how life goes when you get older. You got life stuff piling up. Everyone has their different careers, people move, you lose touch with a lot of people, but I don't know, I really thought that their friendship was like really genuine, even though this was like a big studio movie. I feel like the characters were really genuine, and their friendship was genuine. There was a lot of heart in this movie, and there were some great positive messages. So I really like that. And then I have a couple more quick points here. This is another spoiler, so once again, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the movie, pause the review. So in the third act of the movie, the friends are, they're confronted by the rednecks, and they're about to shoot them and kill them. Like the rednecks are gonna shoot the three protagonists, and Matthew Lillard's character, he stole a grenade from one of the redneck guys, and he pulls the pin and he's gonna throw it at them to kill them. And I swear this fool was holding the grenade for like 30 seconds. I always thought the rule of thumb was like you have 5 seconds until a grenade explodes. He was just like, carrying on, having a conversation, strategically planning exactly where he was going to throw the grenade after he pulled the pin. It's like, motherfucker, you have a grenade in your hand close to your head. If I pull a pin on a grenade, I'm going to throw that thing as far as I can immediately and get it away from me. Like, I don't want any shrapnel going on. I'm not trying to lose any digits over here. He was just like willy-nilly, like, oh, like I got a grenade in my hand, but it's whatever. I got time. Let me just carry on this conversation. Let me just, speak my piece, blah, blah, blah. I got to get some good one-liners in before I throw this. Let me just, give me a couple more minutes. So I thought that was funny that it was just like, he pulled the pin of the grenade, and it was like so long until he threw it, and it just didn't explode. That was funny. And then just like a quick little thing that I wanted to mention was at one point in the movie, Dax Shepard's character talks about being the employee of the month at some little job he was working at, but I think he says later that he was lying. But anyways, I thought I thought that was a fun little line because, you know, the he played he was in the movie Employee of the Month, and that was his whole character where he was like consistently the employee of the month like every month, and that was like his whole life. And that movie actually came out a couple years after this, so it's not like this was like an intentional reference to that. But I just thought that was like a fun little line because I'm a big fan of Employee of the Month as well, and I'm like, did he just say that he was the Employee of the Month? I'm like, he was the Employee of the Month, you know, like. So I thought that was, you know, fun being a fan of that movie as well. I noticed that on this watch. So yeah, that was the last little point that I had to address. So yeah, now I'm gonna get into my recommendation. Like I said, I've watched this, you know, countless times over the years. I used to watch it a lot when I was younger. I thought it was good then. I still think it's good now. It like I said, it was never one of my all-time favorites growing up, and upon rewatching it, I thought it was really good, but it wasn't great. It was you know, like it was like it's like a PG-13 movie, you know, like now that I'm older, my sensibilities have changed. I kind of like a more like raunchy R-rated comedy, but it's just it's a good movie. It's fun. The comedy is good. The story is good. The all the stuff surrounding the friendship is great. There's some, you know, positive messages. You know, the outdoor setting is great. It's a great summer watch. So, you know, I it's this movie, like, it's not something that when I watch it, it like blows me away every time, but it's something that like every time I watch it, I enjoy it, and it's just a chill movie that like it never gets old, it never disappoints. It's just it's a good movie. So and like I said, I mean it's pretty much like summertime right now. This is a fantastic movie to watch during the summertime. So if you have never seen Without a Paddle, I think it's good. I think it's worth a watch. So yeah, I would recommend it. But anyways, that has been my review of Without a Paddle. Thank you very much for watching, and peace out.